Ever look at a slimy frog, a scaly lizard, a feathered pigeon, and a furry platypus and just wonder? Today, we're jumping right into the animal kingdom to decode what makes these amazing creatures, the vertebrates, tick. I mean, at a glance, they couldn't be more different, right? But believe it or not, they all share a common ancestor. They all have a backbone. But that's just where the story starts. The real magic is in the incredible, diverse ways they've each adapted to conquer just about every environment on Earth. So let's get into it and unlock some of those evolutionary secrets. So here's our game plan. We'll start with a quick look at what a vertebrate even is. Then we're going to meet our four main groups: the amphibians, the reptiles, the aves, or birds, and of course the mammals. And to wrap it all up, we'll put them side by side to see what really sets them apart. All right, let's kick things off. Our whole journey starts with the one thing all these animals have in common. We're focusing on four huge classes of animals that all have backbones. You know, that column of vertebrae that gives them structure. The fancy scientific names are Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves, and Mammalia. Getting a handle on these four is really the key to understanding the amazing diversity of life on our planet. First up to the plate, we've got the amphibians. And you know, their name tells you almost everything you need to know about their fascinating and kind of complicated lifestyle. And here are a couple of classic examples for you: a salamander and a frog. You can already see just by looking at them how they're perfectly built for their unique way of life. So let's break down that name. In Greek, amphi means dual, and bios means life. Put it together and you get dual life. And that's exactly what they do. They absolutely need both water and land to get by. They are the true masters of living between two worlds. What's really cool is how all these features are connected. See that moist, scaleless skin? That's not just for show. It actually lets them breathe right through it, which is super helpful. They're also cold-blooded, so their body temperature just matches whatever their surroundings are. But their biggest tie to water is reproduction. They have to lay their eggs in water because fertilization happens externally. Now, let's see how things changed with our next group, the reptiles. If amphibians were tied to the water, reptiles were the ones who truly packed their bags and conquered the land. And just look at this lineup. You've got everything from a color-shifting chameleon and a powerful crocodile to a turtle with its own built-in armor and a deadly cobra. The variety within reptiles is just staggering. And once again, the name is a dead giveaway. Reptilia comes from a Latin word that means to creep or crawl. I mean, that pretty much nails how most of them get around, doesn't it? This whole class is defined by living life on land. The absolute game changer for reptiles was their skin. Unlike the amphibians, it's dry and covered in scales. Think of it like a waterproof jacket that stopped them from drying out and allowed them to move away from the pond. They're also cold-blooded, like amphibians, but here's the other huge leap: internal fertilization. This was a massive evolutionary win because it meant they could finally reproduce completely on dry land. Okay, so we've covered the water and the land. Now let's look up to the sky with Class Aves, who we know and love as birds. Here we've got a vulture, a parrot, and a peacock, all incredible flyers. But wait a second, look at the ostrich. It's definitely a bird, but it can't fly at all. It's a great little reminder that evolution is full of surprising twists and turns. So what's the secret to flight? Well, it all starts with feathers, of course. But it's really a whole package of amazing adaptations. Their front limbs evolved into wings. Their bones are hollow, which makes them super lightweight, but they're also incredibly strong. And get this, their breathing system is a marvel, with extra air sacs that keep a constant supply of oxygen pumping to their muscles. It's like having a built-in turbocharger. And all that flying brings us to another huge evolutionary leap: being warm-blooded. Unlike amphibians and reptiles that are at the mercy of the weather, birds have an internal furnace. They can keep their body temperature constant. Now that takes a ton of energy, but it gives them the freedom to live almost anywhere, from the tropics to the poles. Which brings us to our last group. And yeah, it's the one we belong to, Class Mammalia, our warm-blooded family. And talk about diversity. This slide just blows my mind. You've got the platypus, which lays eggs, the kangaroo with its famous pouch, a bat that can fly, and a blue whale that's bigger than a bus. Mammals have found a way to thrive just about everywhere. So what makes a mammal a mammal? It really just boils down to two things you will not find in any other class of animal: mammary glands that produce milk to feed their babies, and hair on their skin. That's it. That's the exclusive checklist. Just like birds, we mammals have a powerful four-chambered heart. It's the high-performance engine we need for our warm-blooded lifestyle. And almost all of us give birth to live young, which is a great way to protect the baby during those fragile early stages. Oh, and see those outer ear flaps on a dog or a cat? That's another classic mammal trait, perfect for catching sound waves. Okay, phew, we have covered a ton of ground. So let's pull all these ideas together now and really look at the big picture. This little table tells such an amazing story of evolution. Just follow the rows. You can see skin evolving from moist and bare to scaly to feathers and finally to hair. Look at the heart. It gets more complex and efficient, going from 3 chambers to a powerful 4-chamber design. And you can see that huge split between the cold-blooded and warm-blooded animals and how fertilization moved from outside the body to inside. It's a journey of adaptation right there in 4 columns. So, if you're going to remember just a few things, let it be this. Amphibians live that dual life, forever connected to water. Reptiles cut the cord with their waterproof, scaly skin. Aves, or birds, are engineered for the sky. And mammals, well, we're all about milk and hair. You know, from scaly skin to soaring wings, every single one of these classes found a brilliant way to survive and thrive. It's just a stunning display of evolution's endless creativity. And it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other amazing adaptations are happening right now, and what unbelievable new creatures might walk, crawl, or fly on this planet millions of years from today?